Good morning people, Anthony, 4x4 Adventures. We're going to give you another bit of a track report. So there could be a whole library of track reports, you know, through the videos. So you just search the name on our channel, search the name of the track, and you'll get a bit of a view and a bit of a report on what it's like at whatever particular date. This morning we've come up from Dargo Hotel, up the road a bit, just started going up the hill, headed north up the High Plains Road and turned left onto, what's it called, GRADYS, or was it GRADYS or O'Grady's, something like that. Anyway, you work out the one. It's the first left that's a track, and you turn off the track and you're straight into low range going downhill, and we've still got our little squeaky noise. So let's check out the rest of this track and we'll let you know if there's anything eventful. Could be a short video letting you know it's all good, nothing too exciting, or there could be some wheel spinning action. Stay tuned. Down the bottom we've got our first river crossing. Not too deep, just a little creek. So it looks so far pretty straightforward. We're going down the hill, over the creek, and then up the hill. Got a few switchbacks, nice and steep, typical high country stuff, but nothing too rough, just cruising nicely. Must be steep enough here, because yeah, bike's having trouble. Give them a hand. Okay, so we helped get these two guys their bikes up over the next crest. The whole problem is, I think it's a big lack of confidence and they're doing it way too slow, yeah? Just got to get on it. I don't know, kind of, I know I don't want to tell people how to ride, but you got to be confident on these hills. You come across washouts, loose stuff. You need to be on it more. You can't look at all the rough stuff. You just got to keep up the momentum. At least second gear, bit of revs, keep the RPM, keep the grunt, and keep the bloody thing moving, because as soon as you slow down, start looking at washouts and rough bits, it's where you're going to end up. You can't be doing that on 30-degree hills. Anyway, there's some bike riding lessons for you from someone that wouldn't have a clue. Next, look, I've seen a lot of experienced dirt bike riders up and down hills in the high country come unstuck. So if you're not those people, get some more practice before you come up in these hills, or know the hills by driving in a vehicle. At least if it's steep and reasonably smooth, you know you can keep your momentum and just get up the track. But when you come across those steep tracks that are really rough, I'm telling you, it's hard work. You really need to know what you're doing. Second guy's still waiting for him to get going down the bottom there. Sounds like here he comes. That's it, mate. Bring it up. Bring it up. Stay too slow. Just go for it, mate. Boot it. Too much mucking around. Oh, he's going to have a rest there. Okay. What are you stopping there for, mate? Come on. Anyway, all good. So buy new tracks. That app, New Tracks, free map app. As long as you don't upgrade, it's free. Works okay. Not too bad sometimes. This has got blue on it, which I think from memory is medium. Just there we've got some ruts and whatever, and up here we've got a trouble bit where these guys on the bike's going to have some trouble. Just give me some space here, mate, because it's going to be a bit of action. Okay. Whoa, a bit too much action, I'm thinking. This is definitely a bit of action on the tracks here. So we've got to try some different ways getting up here. That wasn't the way to do it. We'll try another way. This is where I want my locker, mummy. We've got a bit of a lack of traction here. This is actually not looking too good for the Hilux at this point.
Try and get that traction control to kick in.
Yeah, it's got this real... Let me talk to him for a minute. Right, I'm up on it. Going out for about a fourth go. Definitely a bit of fun here with outlockers. No, not happening there. At least this time I remember to put the camera back on. Come on, traction. See, Hilux traction control. Too slow, mate. This is where I want the rear LSD in. So we're smoking up tyres at the moment. Try some slight different angles, otherwise we'll be going back for another go. Yeah, not happening here. Let me have a look. This is where it's at. It's just a real mess across the track here. You can see people have been digging holes and we're adding to it. This is where you just really want some lockers, and you just pick any bad line and drive straight over this. And this is where, step by step, one thing at a time, we're going to put the rear Detroit True Track, you know, the Harrop, the LSD system, and that will help the rear, and that might not get the job done, so then a locker will probably go in the front. We've just got to get over this section. Just going to have a bit of a look around, back it up a little bit, make a plan before I hit it again. So going back about a foot, we're going to go for it again. Not quite. Go back a little bit more. It's all about traction and trying to keep some traction.
A little bit more if you want.
Doesn't want to go. This is a typical.
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Stop there. Try from there.
Just doesn't want to get past there. Same spot everyone else has had a bit of trouble, I think. But we'll get past it. That's the front bash plate. See the problem here, there's no trees to winch off either, fair way away, so even if you had a winch, we're going to keep trying here, it's all good. I'll have a look behind me again. A little bit more, that's about it, right? So it's just wet, there's no traction, right? And these KO2s, they're 70% warm. Oh, we're back where we were before. Not looking forward to reversing down the progress I've made so far either. Now, if we didn't make it before, something's got to change, so I'm getting out and have another look. This is where it's at. The front's up out of this now. What's happening, it's going forward and the back's spinning in there, and then the same time as the front's getting up to that little bit of rockery there, and there's just no traction here. This is the passenger side. You can see we've got a bit of air down. We're on about 20. We can let more out and probably get the job done. And there's, see that wet clay on top of the rock? It's just slipping right there. But I reckon if we come further over to the left, get a fresh line, so we might come back a bit and then take it left. There's a switch there, I like it. Alright, so the sun's on what the clay I've spat off, so I'm thinking not to go too far, but I feel like I am. That's probably too far, but I want to go hard left now. See what I mean? You get a feeling of what the track's really like under the vehicle when that happens. Alright, let's go hard left, see what happens. She wants to go right, not left, but whatever works. Nah, back to there again. I've been here before. Let's see if the traction control can kick in. So you just smoke some, mate, you know. Yeah, it's just too slow. Yeah, it's not enough. This system compared to the Prado proper system. I reckon if I boot it from about here somewhere, it's probably going to pop up. That way, yeah, as soon as you go that way, it's coming back this way because of the camber on the... Anyway, let's see if it pops out here. Close, close. We'll let it go back and try again. Same thing again, a little bit more momentum, a little bit more backwards.
Try and get your arse over, like go left hand down.
I've been here for about 10 minutes. tried that. It just keeps coming back to this spot here. Look, I could go down and get a whole different line. I could do that. It's drying up while the sun's on it for sure. So any minute we're getting up here without letting the tyres down anymore. We're having some fun here, right? Oh, so close. Keep it going. That's the one. That's the one. There we go. Job done, mate. Now, you want action? We'll get the other vehicle driving up. We'll see how that goes, eh? And do you notice we didn't break any drive shafts on the Hilux? Because progressively, if you follow the videos, you'll see what we do to avoid the problems. Show you the problems, solve the problems. Not make it all look smoke and mirrors hunky-dory, because that's not how it is. Anyway, let's go get some footage of this clean. All right, here comes the beautiful Hilux. Let's see how he goes with that amount of momentum. Could do the job. Mate, what an awesome driver! Yay! Woohoo! That's how it's done, right? So when you know the first guy had trouble and you've got virtually the same vehicle setup, you've got to do something different, right? So that's one way to do it. The left side was definitely the better drier line. We've pushed all the wet stuff off. You got the dry traction left, and the KO2s he's got in really good condition, so they would have gripped up at this side here and come up this step with that amount of momentum, no problem. Any sign of these bikes? Let's get out of here. Further up the track, we've got another wet bit here that's a bit possible issues, so I'm not going to go fast. I like a bit of trouble, in case you didn't notice. Keeps you entertained, gets the blood pressure up, bit of getting in and out, walking up and down the track, bit of activity, bit of try this and try that. At the end of the day, I suppose, you know, you've always got a bit of momentum that can help if you use that. But the idea is, let's try some other stuff if we can. But that one was straightforward, happy days. But this has still got the wet stuff on it. There was a shower last night, you know, I don't know, it was probably only a few mil, but enough just to keep everything on top wet. And this morning, as you can see, these days were meant to be, what are the weather prediction? Mainly sunny. It doesn't look mainly sunny to me. And mainly sunny didn't include any showers, so, but there has been, obviously yesterday afternoon there was a shower. In Dargo, I reckon they got quite a few millimetres because, yeah, there was puddles on the side of the road and all that sort of thing. We were back at one of the camps for a little while visiting someone, and it was only a sprinkle, wouldn't have even been a millimetre, you know, just enough to wet the ground and keep the dust down, barely just. But this kind of might have got that few millimetres Dargo might have got. I could see it's just quite wet to how, compared to how the tracks were yesterday. And obviously it hasn't had maintenance for a while. Here we go, we've got some more ruts and business going on up here. Looks like a bit more slippery, so we've got options which line we're going to take. I'm going to go out of the ruts on the right side. The ruts aren't too deep, but there's always a chance we'll slip into it anyway. Yeah, water on the tree leaves and whatever, so definitely been a shower. I'm in the ruts now anyway, the track's a bit narrow. So, yeah, we're getting along, what's it called, GRADYS Creek, and let you know any other events. Anyway, that one concludes GRADYS Creek. That's what it's like. It's pretty standard high country, up and down some hills. But there's one spot where it had that track damage in a line completely all the way across side to side. It was about probably 18 to 24 inches deep, varying whatever. So yeah, just beware of that one if you're going up there. If you do it from the Hibernia end back towards Dargo, then you'll be going downhill over that section. So probably have less trouble, but eventually they'll grade it and clean it up. It'll either get better or worse from people driving over it. Like I said, it was mainly a lack of traction because it was wet on top, but you know, allowed us to have some fun. When it's dry, you'd probably drive over it much easier one way or another in most vehicles. So thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. That's the GRADYS Creek track. Catch ya.